Hey everyone, Bobbie LaPorte here again with this week's Let's Get Growing tip, where I help you take charge of your plans and accelerate your initiatives as you head into the end of the year. And I can't believe that this week is October. So this week, I wanted to take a slightly different approach and share a story that I think is relevant for many of us. So I've shared with many of you that during shutdown, I've continued to do my workouts with my trainer at a nearby park. And I've really come to enjoy these outdoor workouts because we found creative ways to use the equipment in the park to get a full workout in, even though right now I'm still recovering from a broken pinky toe on my right foot. So last week, my trainer directed me to do step-ups on the bleachers, but only to the bottom step, which is just like 8 or 10 inches off the ground, much lower than what I would normally do. And so I turned to him somewhat facetiously and said, "Is this what I've been reduced to?" And he replied, "Yes, with an injured foot, you just want to stay in the game." Stay in the game. So I've been thinking a lot about what staying in the game means, particularly in these challenging and uncertain times. Because many of us feel limited in our efforts to take care of our work or our family and ourselves. We can no longer connect face-to-face with our clients or our teammates. We're struggling to balance the blurred lines between professional and personal lives while we shelter in place. So what can we do to stay in the game every day, given all the demands on our time and how fast our world is changing? Well, I think the answer is different for each of us, but I do have a few suggestions from my own experience and from what I'm learning from the leaders that I'm working with. So here are 3 suggestions. Number 1, you don't need to be an A+ player right now. Many of you are ambitious, high achievers, you hold yourself to very high standards. That's fine for a different time, but not for now. Being a B or a B+ player right now is just fine. Number 2, every effort has value. I was recently listening to an interview with some of the disappointed Olympic athletes whose dreams to compete in the 2020 Olympics have been delayed. And when they were asked how they stayed motivated when the goal remains uncertain, many of them said that any kind of training they could do right now was worthwhile. So every effort has value. And then the 3rd suggestion is doing something is better than doing nothing. So don't hold off to get in that optimal workout or the perfectly planned client conversation or the super special family outing. We know from behavioral science that taking small steps, particularly now when times are uncertain, can be very powerful. So think about how you can stay in the game every day, and I'd love to hear from you. So that's my Get Growing tip of the week. I'll see you next Monday. Remember to see this time as an enabler, not a liability or a time to pause, waiting for certainty to return. So have a great week. Take care of yourself.